Hi everyone, this is RJ Enseñado, your math tutor, and welcome back to my channel, GTR Math Tutorial. So, for those who are new in this channel, please subscribe and hit the bell button so that you will be updated on my upcoming videos. So, before we start, shoutout muna sa kaklase ko dati at sa aming valedictorian ng high school, Iris Peñaverde. So, salamat sa suporta at sa pag-share palagi ng mga video lessons na pinopost ka sa Facebook. Okay, so keep safe kayo palagi dyan. Okay, so our lesson for today is about finding the limits of a function. So, which is in indeterminate form 0 over 0. Okay, so for example, find the limit of x minus 3 over square root of x squared minus 9 as x approaches to 3. So, in evaluating limit of a function, just substitute 3 for every x. So, if we substitute 3 for every x, so we have x is 3 minus 3 over square root of, so substitute 3 to x, so we have 3 squared minus 9. So, which is equal to 3 minus 3 is 0, and then we have 3 squared, so that is 9, minus 9, so that is 0. And the square root of 0 is still 0. Okay, so therefore, indeterminate siya. So, indeterminate, so gagawa tayo ng way para ma-solve natin siya. So, try natin i-solve siya. Tingnan nyo yung relation ng numerator and denominator. So, mapapansin nyo, pwede nating i-factor ang denominator natin. So, x squared minus 9, so pwede yung i-factor as, so meron tayong difference of 2 squares. So, if we have a squared minus b squared, so that is equal to a plus b times a minus b. So, apply this to this term. So, we have x squared minus 9, so this can be written as x squared minus 9 is 3 squared. Then apply this. So we have x plus 3 times x minus 3. Okay, so therefore we now have limit of x minus 3 over square root of x minus 3 times x plus 3 as x approaches 3. Okay, so kung mapapansin nyo, parehas yung term natin, x minus 3 and x minus 3. So, pwede nating makancel to. So, laging ang objective natin dyan kapag indeterminate, kailangan makancel yung term makancel dapat yung term na x minus 3 kasi magiging 0 nga yun. Kapag sinubstitute natin yung 3 minus 3, so magiging 0 kasi yung answer doon. So, tanggalin dapat natin yung 0 sa denominator. So, x minus 3 over square root of x minus 3, pwede natin itong isulat as limit of, so yung x minus 3, parang may exponent yan na 1. So, pag walang exponent, ibig sabihin na exponent is 1. Then, over square root of, square root, pwede yung isulat as rational exponent as x minus 3 raised to 1/2, and then x plus 3 raised to 1/2 as x approaches 3. Then, we can now apply the quotient rule since we have same expression x minus 3 raised to 1 and raised to 1/2. So, all we have to do is subtract the exponent 1 minus 1/2. So, 1 minus 1/2, that is equal to 1/2. So, this term will become or expression, limit of x minus 3 raised to 1/2, so ito na yung term na yun, x minus 3 raised to 1/2 over x plus 3 raised to 1/2 as x approaches 3. So we can now substitute the value of x, which is 3. So if we evaluate the limit, so that this now equal to 3 minus 3 raised to 1/2 all over x is 3. So we have 3 plus 3 raised to 1/2. So therefore, the answer now is 3 minus 3, that is 0. raised to 1/2 is still 0. And then for the denominator, we have 3 plus 3, so that is 6 raised to 1/2. And then, so we have 0 raised to 1/2, that is 0. So 0 divided by any number except 0, so this is equal to 0. So therefore, the limit of x minus 3 over square root of x squared minus 9 as x approaches 3 is equal to 0. So 0 na yung answer natin dahil yung denominator na natin ay hindi na siya 0. So kapag 0 over 0, that is indeterminate. So 0 ang numerator, ang denominator ay hindi 0, so pwede nang i-divide yun. So the final answer is 0. Okay? Okay, so next example, number 2. So, limit of 1 minus x squared raised to 1/3 all over 1 minus x cubed raised to 1/3. Or pwede yan isulat as cube root of 1 minus x squared over cube root of 1 minus x cubed. So, rational exponent 1/3, that is x cubed. As x approaches 1. So, first, substitute 1 for every x in the expression. So, to evaluate the limit, so we have 1 minus, the value of x is 1. So we have 1 squared raised to 1/3 over 1 minus x is 1. So 1 cube raised to 1/3. So 1 squared, so that is still 1. So 1 minus 1, so that is 0 raised to 1/3, so it's still 0. Then for the denominator, so 1 minus 1 cube, that is 0 raised to 1/3, so it's still 0. So again, it's indeterminate. So, since indeterminate, so gawa tayo ng way para ma-solve natin ito. So, kung mapapansin nyo, numerator and denominator, parehas siyang factorable. So, for the numerator, we have 1 minus x squared. Nasa form siya ng difference of 2 squared, a squared minus b squared. So, a squared minus b squared, so we have a plus b, or pwede natin unahin yung minus, so a minus b, a plus b. Okay, so 1 minus x squared, so that can be written as 1 squared minus x squared. Okay? So para makita natin yung difference of 2 squares. So that is equal, this is equal to 1 minus x times 1 plus x, or 1 plus x times 1 minus x. So this term will become 1 minus x times 1 plus x, and then for the denominator, we can use the difference of 2 cube. So we have the formula for difference of 2 cube is a minus b. So this is the first factor. Tinanggal lang yung pares na exponent na 3. So a minus b times the square of the first term, a squared, plus the product, which is ab, plus the square of the second term, b squared. So when this is multiplied, the answer is a cube minus b cube. So, express 1 minus x cube as cube of, or difference of 2 cubes. So, 1 can be written as 1 cube minus x cube. Then, apply this formula. So, we have 1 minus x times the square of 1, which is still 1, plus the product of 1 and x, so that is x, plus the square of the second term, which is x, so we have x squared. So therefore, the numerator and denominator will become 1 minus x times 1 plus x. Then denominator is 1 minus x times 1 plus x squared. So we now have the limit of 1 minus x times 1 plus x. So that is raised to 1/3. Okay? So raised to 1/3 all over 1 minus x times 1 plus x squared raised to 1/3 as x approaches 1. Since we have same exponent of 1/3, and then we have 1 minus x in the numerator and 1 minus x in the denominator, so we can simply cancel 1 minus x and 1 minus x. Okay, so therefore we now have limit of 1 plus x raised to 1/3 over 1 plus x squared raised to 1/3 as x approaches 1. So we can now apply the limit. So to apply the limit, just substitute. Okay, so let us substitute. 1 for every x. So we have 1 plus x is 1 raised to 1/3 over 1 plus x is 1 plus 1 square raised to 1/3. So is this equal to 1 plus 1? So we have 2 raised to 1/3 over, so we have 1 plus 1 plus 1 squared, so that's still 1. So 1 plus 1 plus 1, so that is 3 raised to 1/3. Or if we simplify that, that is both raised to 1/3. So we can write that as 2/3 raised to 1/3. Okay, so this is now the final answer. This is the limit of 1 minus x squared raised to 1/3 over 1 minus x cubed raised to 1/3. Or if you want to write this as radical, so this can be written as cube root of 2 over 3. Okay, so this is the final answer. Okay, so next example. So limit of quantity x to the fourth minus 4x cubed plus 5x squared minus 4x plus 4 raised to 1/4 all over quantity x squared minus 3x plus 2 raised to 1/2 as x approaches 2. Okay, so first step natin is just direct substitute 2 for every x. So we have, so apply the limit. So by simply substituting 2 for every x, so we have 2 cubed minus 4 times, or sorry, that is 2 to the fourth minus 4 times 2 cubed plus 5 times x is 2. So we have 2 squared minus 4 times x, that is 2 plus 4 raised to 1/4 all over, so substitute 2, we have 2 squared minus 3 times 2 plus 2 raised to 1/2. Okay, so tingnan natin kung magiging 0 parehas ang numerator and denominator, kung magiging indeterminate siya. So we have 2 to the fourth, so 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, so that is 8 minus 2 cubed. Then may 4 pa dito, so 2 times 2 times 2 is 8 times 4, we have 32 minus 2 squared, so that is 2 times 2, 4 times 5, so we have plus 20. Then we have minus 4 times 2, so minus 8 plus 4 raised to 1/4. Then for the denominator, we have 2 squared, so that is equal to 4 minus 3 times 2, so that is 6 plus 2 raised to 1/2. Ayan, so kitang-kita na agad sa denominator. We have combined the positive and the negative. So we have 4 plus 2, that is 6 minus 6. So 0. Raised to 1/2 is still 0. So for the numerator, combine the positive, we have 8 and 20 and 4. So that is equal to 2 to the fourth, so that is 16. So 2 to the fourth, so nagawa natin kanina is 2 times 4, so common mistake. So 2 to the fourth, that is equal to 4 na 4, so that is 4 na factors of 4, that is 16. So when we combine, 16 plus 20 is 36 plus 4, so that is 40. The negative, we have negative 32 minus 8, so that is negative 40. So we have 0 raised to 1/4, so it's still 0. So again, it's indeterminate. So this is equal to 0 over 0, indeterminate. Okay, so burahin na natin ang solusyon natin dahil hindi na kasya. So pinatunayan lang natin na indeterminate siya. Okay, so indeterminate. Ang ating limit ay indeterminate, 0 over 0. So now we will find a way para matanggal yung indeterminate or para ma-solve natin yan. Okay, so unahin natin ang denominator. So pwede nating may factor yung numerator and denominator. Unahin natin ang denominator dahil mas madali yan. So if we have by trial and error, so if we have x squared minus 3x plus 2, so ang factor niyan, product of binomial since quadratic yan. So factor of x squared x and x, and then for the terms ay factors of positive 2. So factors of positive 2 such that the sum will be is negative 3. So ang pwede lang natin maging factors ay positive 2, positive 1, or negative 2, negative 1. So the sum is equal, the product is positive 2 and then the sum should be negative 3. So ito yung factors natin. So we have x minus 2 and x minus 1 for the denominator. So we have limit, yan, as x approaches 2, so the denominator will become x minus 2 times x minus 1 raised to 1 half. Ayan, so raised to 1 half. Or we can distribute 1 half later. Okay, so now, factor the numerator. So we have x to the 4th minus 4x cubed plus 5x squared minus 4x plus 4. We can use the rational zero theorem or factor theorem. So ang sabi doon, sa rational zero theorem or sa factor theorem, kapag ginamit natin yung synthetic division, pag ang remainder ay 0, pag remainder ng 0, ibig sabihin factor yun. Factor yung, let's say we have x minus c. C is the number. So, x minus c is a factor of this expression if the remainder is 0. If we use synthetic division. Okay? So, using synthetic division, just write all the numerical coefficient. In descending order dapat yung power niya. So, we have 4, 3, 2. Exponent of x is 1 and then the constant is 0. So, naka-arrange na siya. So, just write the numerical coefficient. So, we have 1, negative 4, positive 5, negative 4, and positive 4. So, ito yung synthetic divisor natin dito. So, ang synthetic divisor natin, sabi sa rational zero theorem, ang possible zeros niya ay yung mga factors of positive 4 over yung leading coefficient natin. So, ang possible zeros natin ay positive or negative 1, 2, and 4. So, ito yung pwedeng maging factor nito. Okay? So, syempre, uunahin natin yung meron dito sa 2 and 1 dahil kaya tayo nagpa-factor para may makancel. Okay, so may maka-cancel lang siya kapag 2 or 1 yung factor dapat. Okay, so unahin na natin itong 2. Okay, so unahin natin ng, ayan, positive 2. So unahin ng positive 2. So by synthetic division, just bring down 1. So 1 times 2 is 2. Then add negative 4 plus 2. We have negative 2. Multiply negative 2 times 2. We have negative 4. Add 5 minus 4 is 1. 1 times 2. We have 2. Add negative 4 plus 2 is negative 2. Then we have negative 2. Times 2, we have negative 4. Ayan. So, 0 ang remainder natin. So, this is the remainder. Since 0 ang remainder natin, ibig sabihin, x minus 2 is a factor. Ayan. So, may factor siyang x minus 2. Ayan. So, x minus 2 is a factor according to rational zero theorem yon and factor theorem. So, since then ang magiging expression na natin dito is subtract lang tayo ng 1. So, magiging ano na to? 1x cubed minus 2x squared plus x minus 2. So, since cube ang exponent pa natin, so reapply natin ang rational zero theorem. So, negative 2 naman to. So, we can still use negative 2, positive or negative 2 or 1. Okay? So, try ulit natin try natin 1 naman. So, diretso lang natin to. Kung try naman natin ng 1, 1 minus 2, or nakahiwala yan. Sorry, negative 2. We have 1, negative 2. If we try 1, tingnan natin kung magiging 0 ang remainder niya. Bring down 1. 1 times 1 is 1. Negative 2 plus 1, negative 1. Times 1, negative 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. Times 1, 0. So, hindi siya 0. So, ibig sabihin yung 1, hindi siya factor. So, yung x minus 1, hindi siya factor. Okay, so, try ulit natin. Isa pang 2. Pwede namang maulit yung factor natin. So, try natin. 2 pa rin. Okay, so we have bring down 1 times 2. 1 times 2 is 2. Then subtract or add negative 2 plus 2, that is 0. 0 times 2. We have 0 pa rin. 1 plus 0 is 1. 1 times 2. So that is equal to 2. Then we have negative 2 plus 2, 0. Okay? So therefore, may factor ulit siya na x minus 2. So dito sa una, factor niya yung x minus 2. Dahil nag-0 siya kapag 2 yung divisor natin. And then dito sa pangalawa, factor ulit niya is x minus 2. So therefore, dalawa na yung factor na x minus 2. Then ano yung remaining term natin? Dalawa na yung x minus 2 natin. Ano yung natirang term dito? So that is equal to, nakadalawang divide na tayo from 4. Dito ay cube na siya, dito ay square naman to. So ang natirang term natin is x squared plus 0x. Ito yung x, 0x plus 1. Okay, so dahil 0x yan, hindi na isusulat yan. Ang remaining term natin is x squared plus 1. So ang factor ngayon, netong terms na x to the fourth minus 4x cubed plus 5x squared minus 4x plus 4, that is equal to x minus 2 squared times x squared plus 1. Raised to 1/4. Ayan, may 1/4 pa. Okay, may 1/4 pa tayo dyan. Okay, so burahin na muna natin ito. So isi-simplify natin ngayon yan. May maka-cancel kasi. Okay, simplify na natin. Okay, so to simplify, parehas siyang x minus 2 and x minus 2. Pero magkaiba tayo ng exponent raised to 1/4, raised to 1/2. So all we have to do now is distribute natin yung 1/4 dito. 1/4 distribute dito sa exponent natin yan. Magiging exponent netong term na to at itong term na to. Then ganoon din yung 1/2 magiging exponent nito tsaka nito. Okay, so therefore ang magiging term na natin is equal to, expression natin equals limit of x minus 2 squared raised to 1/4. So magiging 2 times 1/4. So that is 2 times 1/4. So magiging 2/4 na lang siya. Or lowest term, if we lowest term 1/4, that is equal to 1/2. So this term will be, the numerator will become x minus 2 raised to 1/2 times x squared plus 1 raised to 1/4. Over, so distribute yung 1/2 sa x minus 2. So magiging x minus 2 rin ito raised to 1/2 and then x minus 1 raised to 1/2. Okay, so same expression, x minus 2, same exponent. So therefore we can simply cancel this as x approaches 2. Okay, so therefore we have limit of this term na lang, x squared plus 1 raised to 1/4 over x minus 1 raised to 1/2 as x approaches 2. Okay, so we can now apply the limits. Just substitute 2 sa x. So we have 2 square. So we have 2 square plus 1 raised to 1/4. Over, so substitute 2. So we have 2 minus 1 raised to 1/2. So sorry, 1/2 lang ito. Raised to 1/2. So therefore, this is equal to 2 square. So that is 4 plus 1. So we have 5 raised to 1/4 over 2 minus 1. That is 1 raised to 1/2. Okay, since the base natin is 1, 1 raised to 1/2 or square root of 1, that is still 1. So therefore, the final answer is, so wala na to, since 1 lang to, final answer is 5 raised to 1/4. Or if we write that in radical, that is 4th root of 5. So therefore, the limit of this expression is equal to 5 raised to 1/4. Okay? Okay, so for our last example, we have limit of square root of x squared minus 11 minus 5 all over square root of 2x minus 12 as x approaches 6. So first, let us verify if it is indeterminate. So by simply substituting 6 for every x, So we have apply the limit. So we have the square root of x is 6. So we have 6 squared minus 11 minus 5 over square root of 2. X is 6. So 2 times 6 minus 12. Okay, so just simplify. So we have the square root of 36, or 6 squared, so that is 36, minus 11, minus 5, over square root of 2 times 6, so that is 12, minus 12. Okay, so denominator is 0, so square root of 12 minus 12, so that is equal to 0. Then for the numerator is square root of 36 minus 11, so we have 36, minus 11, that is 25. So 25 is square root of 25, so that is 5 minus 5, so we have 0 over 0, which is indeterminate. Okay, since the expression is, or the limit is 0 over 0 or indeterminate, so we must find a way to manipulate the expression so that we can cancel some terms para hindi na siya maging 0 ang denominator. Okay, so to do that, multiply natin both the numerator and denominator sa kabaligtaran nito. So usually kapag mayroong radical, so ang ginagawa doon, minumultiply lang sa conjugate. Ibig sabihin ng conjugate ay yung kabaligtaran ng sign. So halimbawa, a plus b, ang conjugate of a plus b is a minus b. Okay, so if we have square root of, so parang ito yung magiging a natin. So ito yung a, ito yung b natin, yung 5. So we will use the special product. A plus b times a minus b, that is equal to a squared minus b squared. Okay, so try natin kung if we multiply sa opposite nito, ay may masasolve tayo dito. Okay, so burahin na muna natin to. So pinatunayan lang natin na this is indeterminate, 0 over 0. Okay, so we have a is square root of x squared minus 11 and b is negative 5. So multiply natin both the numerator and denominator by square root of x squared minus 11. So minus 5 all over square root of 2x minus 12 as x approaches 6. So multiply natin sa kabaligtaran nito. So if we have the square root of x squared minus 11 plus 5 over square root of x squared minus 11 plus 5. So this is our first term, a, square root of x squared minus 11, and then the second term is negative and positive 5. So we can use this special product, a squared minus b squared. So if we multiply this, same terms and different sign yung second term, plus and minus, so that is equal to this term. So if we apply this, so this is now equal to the limit of the first term is the square root of x squared minus 11. So sabi, squared, the first term, square root of x squared minus 11. So squared minus the second term, that is 5 square. Okay, so for the denominator, just multiply all the denominator. So if we have square root of 2x minus 12, then multiplied by this term, so multiplied by square root of x squared minus 11 plus 5. So now we're going to simplify the numerator. So the radicand x squared minus 11 is square, so we can cancel the square and the square root since they are inverse operation. So matitira na lang is x squared minus 11 for the numerator as x approaches 6. So we have limit of x squared minus 11. So at the same time, 5 squared, so that is equal to 5 times 5, that is equal to minus 25 over, so let us simplify the denominator. So we can factor out 2 for this term. 2x minus 12, they are both divisible by 2. So, factor out 2. So, we have the square root of 2 times x. So, nalabas yung 2, may natirang x, minus 12. So, factor out 2, so we have minus 6. So, when multiplied, 2 times x is 2x, 2 times 6 is negative 12. 2 times negative 6, negative 12. Okay, so, times this term, we have the square root of x squared minus 11 plus 5. So, simplify the numerator. We have negative 11 minus 25. So, that will give us, combine the negative, so that is negative 36. Okay, so we have limit of x squared minus 36 all over square root of 2 times x minus 6 times the quantity square root of x squared minus 11 plus 5 as x approaches 6. Okay? So, x squared minus 36, so this equal, we can use this. Difference of two squares is a squared minus b squared. So, that is a plus b times a minus b. So, if we apply that, x squared minus 36 will be equal to limit of x plus 6, x minus 6, since square root of 36 is 6. So, as you can see, we have x minus 6 in the numerator and x minus 6 in the denominator. So, we can cancel that. Okay, so, over square root of 2 times x minus 6 times square root of x squared minus 11 plus 5 as x approaches 6. So we can, so x minus 6 is in radical or square root. So that means the exponent of x minus 6 is 1/2 and the exponent of x minus 6 in the numerator is 1. So we can use the quotient law in this term, x minus 6 and x minus 6. So the exponent of this is 1. The exponent of x minus 6, so is square root, so that is 1/2. So if we combine or divide, 1 minus 1/2 is equal to 1/2. So therefore, this term will become x minus 6 raised to 1/2. So cancel out the denominator and then the exponent will become 1/2. Okay, so therefore we now have the limit of x plus 6 times x minus 6 raised to 1/2. So raised to 1, raised to 1/2. So cancel out the denominator. So we will have x minus 6 raised to 1/2 over square root of 2 times square root of x squared minus 11 plus 5. So now we can apply the limit x approaches 6. So we can now substitute 6 for every x. Okay, substitute 6 for every x. So we have 6 plus 6 times, substitute 6 for x. So we have 6 minus 6 raised to 1/2. So as you can see, the numerator will become 0 because of this 6 minus 6, so that is 0. So let us prove that the denominator should not be equal to 0 because again, it will become indeterminate. So let's try. So we have square root of 2 times square root of x squared, so that is 6 squared minus 11 plus 5. Okay, so the numerator is 0 because of this 6 minus 6, so that is 0 times 12, or 0 raised to 1/2 is still 0 times 12, so that is still 0. We just want to prove that the denominator is not 0 because if it is 0, it's indeterminate. So if it's not 0, then the answer is 0 because the numerator is 0. Okay, so if we evaluate this, we have 6 squared, so that is equal to square root of 2 times square root of 6 squared, that is 36, minus 11, so that is square root of 25, plus 5. Okay, so it is not 0. So therefore, the answer is So actually, there's no need to continue because it obviously the denominator is not equal to 0. So we can write this as final answer is 0. Or if you want to compute the exact, we have 0 over square root of 25 is 5 plus 5, that is 10. So 10 times the square root of 2. So it doesn't matter what is the denominator, as long as it is not 0, we can write the final answer as 0. Okay? So final answer, the limit of x squared, square root of x squared minus 11 minus 5 all over square root of 2x minus 12 as x approaches 6 is 0. Okay, that's all. I hope you learned something. And please subscribe. Bye-bye.